We've got Irving. Duncan is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Moses Malone. And it's Parker in at the point. And for the Mavericks, Howard is out there with Nowitzki. Then it's O'Neal. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Nash in at the point guard position. The entire offseason leading up to tonight, Steve, as a player, do you already know if your team has a chance to be special this early?
You know, Kevin, yeah, you do. And I think the teams that I've been on and teams that you see and saying we don't have a chance to win, you try to trick yourself. You're looking at management and ownership. Can we make a deal throughout this year to get us in contention? But you got to be realistic. You know the teams that you don't have a chance to win the championship.
Parker kicks to Irving. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Irving's got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Spurs. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. One point he made to his players was, they're going to try to attack us where we live, right at home, in the paint, at the rim. We have to be ready to contest shots, play physical, and match their intensity. Guys, we will all find out together how this plays out.
All right, David, thanks. Nash kicks to Doncic. Makes it off the glass.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Leonard against Nowitzki. Back to Parker. There's the three. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Even though he's still more of a long two-point shooter, Tony's increased his range over the years.
Knocked away. Nash, the pass to Doncic. That shot off. Great D that time from Irving. And Irving throws it down.
And I'll tell you what, few forwards have ever had that lightning first step of Dr. J. He just takes away the angles of the defense.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. Doncic feeling it out.
The will is there, but the execution is lacking. He can't seem to finish plays this quarter.
Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game, and don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
Duncan outside. 5 on the clock. Here's Parker. It's blocked by Shaq.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Leonard with the steal. 20 feet out, and the basket is good.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
A rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
Point blank, this is a bad combination. If you're looking to get stops, that's not the way.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Chamberlain's checked in for Malone. Robinson comes in for Tim Duncan. Gervin's checked in for Irving. And Allen Iverson is subbed in for Parker. Leonard against McGrady. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And it's going to be on Tracy McGrady.
The nuances that Kawhi has added to his game. That time, the little up fake.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And a very steady season for him at the charity stripe last year. He was right at 85%.
And the first one drops.
NBA champion, finals MVP, Kawhi has done a lot in a short time.
hits them both.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
McGrady with the ball. Porzingis inside. Robinson on him. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on David Robinson.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And, Greg, as many expected, Porzingis getting a huge deal from Dallas to keep him a Mav for a long time.
The Mavs feel he can be better than he was before the injury. Love the idea of pairing him long-term with Doncic. Sign him to a lengthy and sizable deal to be the core of their future.
That free throw good from Porzingis. Smitty, we're seeing preseason and even regular season games take place overseas on foreign soil. Would you have enjoyed that when you were playing?
Yeah, for sure, Kevin. I know the travel is an added challenge, and at the same time, you appreciate where the game takes you. It is definitely growing globally, going places you might otherwise never experience, especially in a basketball setting.
And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Got that one up quick.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Here's Iverson. San Antonio again missing. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Kidd. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Kidd's got his second bucket tonight.
That's nice work, stopping short of the rim, just laying it over the top.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
The Spurs making a switch here. Embiid's checked in. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Outside Robinson. Here's Iverson. And it's Bradley with the rebound.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And there it is for him.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. .40 seconds left to play in the first. Leonard kicks to Iverson. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's McGrady. Knocks it loose.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Iverson dishes to Leonard. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. 6 points for Leonard.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Here's Kidd. Robinson with the block. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Spurs out in front, leading by a point. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
On the court for San Antonio, Robinson is out there with Embiid. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Iverson, and it's Gervin in at the shooting guard.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
The Spurs with the league's longest active playoff streak, 22 years and running, not to mention 5 titles in that span. No wonder the Spurs are viewed as the league's model franchise.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Parker's checked in for Leonard. Nowitzki. Bank shot. No good. Spurs trail by 3. Gervin right side. And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And, guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Well, Steve, the Spurs are so well run. If they played in a top 5 market, they might be the most popular team in the NBA by now.
You know what, Kevin? They probably would, but this is the way this organization likes it. They like to be quiet and under the radar. They like to sustain success, and they like to build a great culture. At the same time, the small market is really a part of their culture.
Parker against Doncic. Nash left side. Lets it fly. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Now it's a 5-point Maverick lead. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. The pass to Iverson. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
The veteran eyes see all. Frenchie with the tremendous look to make that play happen.
Doncic kicks to Nowitzki. Nash outside. That one, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Now here's Parker. With the teardrop, and that's 2 points on the layup. Parker's got 5.
Just like old times, Frenchie putting the ball on the deck, getting his drive on.
Nash outside. Rebounded by the Spurs. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with the broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
Iverson against Nash. Iverson kicks to Robinson. Gervin passes to Embiid. Pocket 6. And there's Iverson. That's good on the assist by Embiid. Iverson's got 5 points now this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Dallas calls timeout. Defensively, Smitty, why do we see more full-court press in college than we do in the NBA?
You know, the guards are better at the NBA level, and I think also your 5-man, who usually a guy who can't bring it up, they're pretty good at the NBA level. Just overall, Kevin, the skill level at the NBA level is better at college, so you can't really trap guys and pick on one guy who's not equipped.
The Spurs making a switch here. Chamberlain's checked in for Joel Embiid. Malone comes in for Robinson. Duncan, he's checked in for Gervin. And Irving subbed in for Iverson. Back to Nowitzki. Will it go? The shot's good. Nowitzki's got it all tied up now for the Mavs. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Irving passes to Malone. Pass to Parker. Over Nash. Parker's shot is off. Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the Mavericks. Here's Nowitzki, and Nowitzki with the stuff.
And
How about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Nash against Parker. Passes it to Malone. No good on that one. Good D by Howard. And here is Doncic. 38 points for him last game against Denver. Over Irving. Doncic, no good.
Well, so far, this cold night from the field has not affected their ability to maintain this lead.
Chamberlain out to Parker. Pass to Malone. Outside Irving. Out to the right wing. Here's Parker with the three. Mavericks with the rebound. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Mavericks lead by 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They never got too far behind as their largest deficit in the period was 8. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
Shaq, what did you see? And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Julius Irving. What a contribution.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Luka Doncic out there with Nash. Then there's Howard. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Shaq in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. The Mavericks leading. Nash outside. To the middle, deflects the pass. Leonard with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Parker's running. They now take the lead. Parker's got 7 points.
And for Tony at this point, it's less about the speed getting up the court and more about the knowledge of where to go and what to do.
Nash outside. Nowitzki outside. 5 to shoot. Bauer kicks it over to Nash. Free throw line jump shot. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. And it's 8 points for Steve Nash.
Yeah, still commanding a lot of defensive attention. Howard just keeps his head up and finds the open man.
Nowitzki against Leonard. And the pass to Malone. Count the basket. Malone's got his first bucket of the night. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Malone with the block.
How about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Doncic against Irving. Doncic, no good.
You know, we talk a lot about scoring efficiency. He's displaying the exact opposite.
Irving finds Parker. Nowitzki against Leonard. Doncic with the steal. Nowitzki looking it over. Looking to end his cold spell. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Doncic.
And love how much Doncic believes in himself. It shows when he shoots off the pass like that.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Steve, let me ask you, what's better for a young player's development? Being on a worse team getting more minutes, or being on a good team and getting fewer minutes?
You know, I think always getting a chance, Kevin, to play minutes is best for a younger guy. But if it's hurting the team, you don't want to see the coaching staff playing these younger guys just to get the one guy ready. I think you still have to think about the team. You have to have guys earn minutes, whether they're a rookie, whether they're a veteran or not, and I think that's better for young teams.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Bradley's checked in for Shaq. Porzingis comes in for Dwight Howard. Tracy McGrady's checked in for Luka Doncic. And it's Terry in for Steve Nash. Pass to Robinson. Back to Irving. Embiid kicks to Iverson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he lays it straight in. Iverson's got 7.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
McGrady against Irving. Trying to get open is Nowitzki. And that one's good. McGrady.
Like the size McGrady has inside. Fantastic at kind of angling his body there for the interior shot.
Outside Irving. Now Robinson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Terry against Iverson. And it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That's his first foul. Jason Kidd's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. San Antonio also making a switch. Chamberlain's checked in. Here's Porzingis. He has 5. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And he can't get the first one. That one drops. He ties it up.
He is definitely disappointed. He couldn't put his team up in front, but at least he knotted this one up.
Iverson against Terry. The drive by Iverson. Count that one. Iverson's got 4 this quarter.
And Iverson constantly driving to the basket, using that speed and athleticism to kind of wheel his way to the rim.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. 5th, Joel Embiid.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
The free throw drops for Kidd.
And Kidd, really just a nightly triple-double threat. Big point guard who can score, pass, and also rebounds the ball.
Both free throws good from Kidd. A minute 42 left in the third. Iverson outside. No good on the triple.
Hasn't been able to dial it in from distance. He has just the 1-3, and that was in the first half.
Here's McGrady. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Spurs have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Irving dishes to Iverson. Embiid in the corner. Second chance effort. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
The Spurs shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Iverson. And 1:01 left in the third quarter of the game. It's Kidd with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Kidd's got 10 points.
And Kidd using that size well inside. Fantastic with the read of the D there and exploiting the weakness.
And that one's good. Parker. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside Kidd. With the floater, a rebound by the Spurs. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in this game. Terry against Parker. 11 seconds left to play here in the third. The layup missed. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's McGrady, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And McGrady has an impressive vertical there, showing once again with how well he dunks the basketball.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Spurs out in front, leading by a point. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Whatever the offense requires, that has to be your mindset. Always thinking team first.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for San Antonio. Parker out there with Irving. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Duncan, and it's Leonard in at the small forward. And Jason Kidd picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Chamberlain. Passes it to Irving. Basket, good. Irving's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Spurs. Kidd passes to O'Neal. Here is Howard. And here's Kidd from the arc. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Saturday, it'll be the Phoenix Suns coming into town. And then on Monday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers. Fourth quarter just getting started, 1 minute in the books. Leonard against Doncic. Leonard attacking, no good there. Shaq with some nice D. Malone kicks to Duncan. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Leonard. From deep. Rebounded by Howard. Mavericks trailed by 3. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Irving kicks to Duncan. Outside Leonard. Now the pass to Parker. Leonard against O'Neal. And it's Leonard again missing.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Malone against Doncic. Howard dishes to Doncic. Malone with the block.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
Parker, and right on target with the swish. And the Spurs lead by 5.
Well-timed play. Parker sets up ready to catch and fire, and the pass is on point.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Dallas making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He said if we're going to pull this out, we have to do it as a team. We have to rely on one another, trust one another, and help one another. Let's go get this. Kevin, back to you.
Nash kicks to Nowitzki. Some nice passing here by Dallas. A floater. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Nash.
Man, I'll tell you, when you get your floater game going, it's a tremendous weapon.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
Dishes it to Irving. Poke loose. Outside Leonard. Shot clock at 5. The shot, no good. Good D by Howard.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness.
Nash can't get it to go. Spurs leading by 3. Here's Irving. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds in the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Doncic gets it to go.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Pass to Malone. Leonard against Nowitzki. Leonard the pass to Parker. Shoots it. And it's off the back rim. No good. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. To take the lead, collected by Malone. San Antonio leading. Irving attacking, and Dr. J slams it in.
One of the best dunkers in the league off the drive. I mean, he's often still hanging in the air while other guys are on their way down.
Doncic kicks it over to Nash. Here's Irving. Oh, that was something else.
And you love the quick ups, but then how about that explosiveness on the finish? Irving, man, he just has incredible gifts.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 5. 51 seconds left in the game. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Nash with it. Picked up by Malone. Doncic. Great D that time from Irving.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
No good that time. O'Neal with the defensive effort.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
And even if they make it, they need an immediate foul no matter who catches the ball.
And so they foul intentionally. It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
And guys, it's crazy. He really was a late bloomer. You know, Irving didn't have the big-time amateur career you hear about with some stars, but boy, he's more than made up for it.
So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Howard finds Doncic. Some nice passing here by Dallas. From deep three-point range, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
Here's Mills. And so it's San Antonio with the win. A truly gutsy performance.